Hello, welcome back to Common Sense Crypto channel, where we're creating a community of like-minded individuals who use common sense. All right, today's video is top 10 crypto journey tips. These are different things I've learned along the way, and I thought I'd pass them along to you in case you're starting out in the crypto space or you've been in the crypto space. It's never bad to have more tips to learn from other people, and especially to keep everything safe, because you do not want to lose any of your cryptos in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And always do your own research on this information that I am presenting to you. Also, at the bottom here, on the bottom right-hand side, is a QR code. It's for a free 15-minute discovery session with myself. I am a crypto consultant. If you scan it with your phone, it'll take you to the page to enter your information, and I will get in touch with you, and we will talk about anything crypto that you want, any questions that you have, and we'll go from there. There's also a link in the description below if you do not know how to use a QR code or you don't want to use the QR code, and I'll take you to the same page. So let's begin. Number 10, tell your friends about crypto. Why not? Most likely, most people either have not heard of what crypto is, or they've heard of Bitcoin, but they really don't know what it is other than that. So why not tell your friends? It's good to tell other people. It helps adoption, and maybe someone else you know will get into it, and it's nice to have someone to talk to about it. Number 9, do your own research. This is a really important one. There's lots of projects out there, there's lots of different technology out there, but do your own research before you do anything. Don't just jump into buying a coin just because you saw a post about it somewhere. Do your own research so you know about it. You know what you're getting into, and you know what you're doing. Setting up a wallet, setting up anything, so you know what you're doing, and you're not just hoping for the best as you press send or enter or anything like that. Know what you're doing, because the technology is always changing and advancing, and it's very important to stay up to date with everything that's going on. But again, do your own research. Like, do your research about what I'm saying to you right now. It's important to know, for you personally, to know what you're doing. Number 8, beware of scams. There are so many scams out there, especially on Telegram. There's lots of scams. Discord too, Twitter, you name it, there's scams out there. Don't fall for them. If a coin that you like is saying running a giveaway, send 1 Litecoin and we'll send you 1.5 back. I'm going to say 99.9% of the time it's a scam. I don't think I've ever seen one that was not a scam. So when in doubt, don't do it. Yeah, it'd be cool to get some free crypto, and sometimes it works maybe. I've never tried it. I've almost tried it a couple of times, but I did not. But when in doubt, don't do it. It's not worth it. Also, on Telegram, no administrators from any channel will ever ask you for your private keys. If someone's asking you for your private keys, especially in a DM, it's a scam. Block them, report them. If someone calls you on your phone trying to pretend to help you and asking for your private keys, definitely hang up, block them, and report them. It's a scam. Do not do it. Anyone that's going to help you is never, ever going to ask you for your private keys. If you give those to them, you're pretty much giving them your crypto. So please be aware of that. It's so simple to fall into these traps, and it's really sad when this happens. It's happened to me once before. Someone called me up. I was asking a question. Someone called me and started asking me for my private keys and then I hung up, reported, and blocked them. No one's ever going to ask you for your private keys anywhere. So beware of these scams. Number 7, use a notebook and a USB for your passwords, for your public addresses, your private keys. I would copy and paste my addresses and my private keys on a USB, and I would encrypt it so no one could get into it. In your notebook, I would write down any password that you need. If you're setting up a 2FA, write down that code as well. These things are really good to have because if you forget passwords sometimes, it's really hard to reset them on certain sites. And all the information that you're writing down and saving can definitely help you in the future. You might not be aware of how it's going to help you in the future, but it can. I've had many instances where I've forgotten a password or I've had to reset something, and I needed the information that I wrote down or I had on my USB in order to get into an account. So it's really important to save your information on a USB or notebook. I would not write down my private keys on a piece of paper because you could get a number or letter wrong. Your passphrase, yes, I would definitely write this down on your in your notebook and save it on a USB so you have copies. And they're not expensive. You know, you can get a notebook probably for like $1 at the store. So, and USB is not expensive either. It's worth it to invest in your safety. Number 6, private key safety. This is super duper very important. Don't ever share your private key with anybody. Again, especially on those Telegram scams. Don't, if anyone's asking you for it, don't give it to them. Don't post it anywhere. I personally don't think that you should save it on your computer either. I think that it would be better to save it on your USB, encrypt that USB with a password. Remember that password so no one can get into it. Do not share your private keys ever with anyone. There's your public, this is a paper wallet, there's your public address, and then there's your private key. I would copy and paste this public address to my USB, and I would copy and paste my private key to my USB. Never share it because then they have the keys to your wallet, literally, and they can stake everything from you. It's really good to be safe. It's good to back up your information. It's good to have copies of your information. But do not share your private keys. Don't store them on your computer either, because if someone hacks into your computer, then they have your keys, and then your crypto is gone. Safe storage, number 5. All right. Safe storage, I'm talking about whether it's storing your passwords. Well, yes, I'm storing your passwords, storing your private keys. Don't just store them anywhere, especially don't just store them in a file on your computer. Save them offline. Write them down. I'm talking about your passphrase, write down. Your passwords, write down. Copy and paste your private keys and your addresses. Save them. Back them up. There was a story out there a couple months ago. Someone created their password. I think it was on a hardware wallet. It was quite a few Bitcoin, and they wrote it down somewhere, their private keys and their passwords, but then they lost the piece of paper. Now, yes, write it down on a piece of paper, but write down a couple of them. Store them in different places. Store them in a safe place. Anything can go on fire, anything can flood at any time for unexpected reasons. And if you only have one copy of this stuff, then you're out of luck. So keep them in a safe place. Make copies. Don't leave them online. Don't leave them just on your computer for anyone to see, especially if it's hacked into. Don't leave them on your phone. That is one of the biggest things I've been hearing a lot lately is people have wallets on their phone and they save their passwords and their passphrases and their keys on their phone, and then you lose it or it gets hacked into or someone steals it and you're screwed. So be safe with your storage. You can never be too safe. Number 4, copy, paste, double check. When you're going to send crypto somewhere, copy and paste your address, the to address, even the from if you're going to receive it from someone, and double check that it is correct. I've done it before. I copy and pasted my address and it was the wrong address and I never got my crypto. It's always worth it, those few extra seconds that it takes to double check your addresses, from addresses, even writing down your passphrases. Double check whatever you're doing. If you're copy and pasting it to a USB, double check that you have everything correct in the right order. Because if you lose it or if you send it to the wrong place, you are not going to get it back. And if it's a lot of crypto that you're working with, that could be really upsetting. Number 3, get a 2FA and VPN. I use Proton VPN. It's free. I am not endorsing them. But if you sign up for an email address with them, you can get a free VPN. And VPNs, virtual private networks, are good to hide where you are, hide your IP address. Also, if you are visiting a site that does not serve your country, or just you can't use it because you're in a certain country, you can go to a different country on the VPN and use the site. It's very helpful. I feel safer with it. I don't want people to know where I am at all. And your 2FA, two-factor authentication, is just another layer of security for your passwords. In case, say, someone steals your passwords for, say, your Google email accounts, which has been happening a lot lately. If you have the 2FA on it, they can't steal it. You can change it, they can't get into it. I've heard stories that people have been stealing and hacking into people's email accounts, especially Google, and then they have no control over their stuff. And if they have their passwords saved in there and everything else linked to other crypto accounts, they can steal your crypto. Don't do it. Get a 2FA, get a VPN. I use the Authy app, Authy. I don't have a picture on here. I prefer that over the Google Authentification app, because with the Google one, if you change phones and lose phones, I find it harder to transfer that information to another phone. With the Authy app, you can put it on whatever phone, whatever computer you want, and all the information will transfer over. Just something to think about. Extra layers of safety. Number 2, one of the most important ones, use a hardware wallet. Just use a hardware wallet. Why take the risk? Yeah, you can use online wallets. Those are safe. But hardware wallets are safer. They're in your 100% possession. They can go with you wherever you go. Yes, it is a little bit of a pain. It takes an extra step to load your crypto maybe onto a site if you want to move it around. But to have the safety and security of someone not stealing my information is worth it, is worth those few extra minutes. And they're really not hard to use. I use the Ledger, I have EliPal. I also have this one. It is a data bunker. It's a data bunker. It's a little bit different than your average hardware wallet, but you can back up all of your information to it. It's fireproof, hack-proof, tornado-proof, crush-proof, water-resistant, nuclear-tested. The company that makes it is Thermodyne. They're in government contracting. They make a lot of things for Department of Defense. And anything happens anywhere, you still have your information. Same with a hardware wallet. You have it, you have the private keys. If anything should happen to any of those wallets, as long as you have your private keys, your passphrase, then you can back it up and open it up on you can restore it onto a new hardware wallet. Say Nano Ledger, say you drop it in water and it's not working anymore. As long as you have your passphrase, you can restore it you can buy a new ledger and restore it. It has to be the same brand and the same one that you had to replace it, but you can restore it. And so then you don't have to worry about things like that. But this is Personally, I think that it's a great investment. It's a little bit more, but again, if you're talking that you have a lot of crypto and you want to make sure that it's safe and nothing's ever going to happen to it, then it's worth the investment. Even if you don't get this data bunker, get yourself a hardware wallet. Nano ledgers they start at $60. LEPALs, I think, start at maybe $100, but it's worth it. You're going to invest a lot of money into crypto, then you should be investing into the safety of them and storage of them as well. And lastly, number 2 and number 1 hardware wallets, and this one was a tie, but make copies and write things down. I probably already went over this, but write things down. Make copies of your passphrases, your passwords, write them down. Make copies of them on the USB. If you lose the passphrase and something happens to your wallet, your computer, anything, then that's it. You don't have it anymore. No one stores that anywhere but you. So make copies, write them down, save them on a USB, save your stuff on this metal passphrase device. It's worth the time to make sure that you're safe, that you have your information, versus losing it and not being able to access your crypto. So take a few extra minutes of time, take a few extra dollars of money, and invest in it, because it's going to save you a lot of heartache in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, these are just different tips that I've come up with over the years of working with crypto, and I thought I'd pass them on to you guys, because it's always good to have new tips to learn, of different things to do to make your life easier and safer. Again, this QR code in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, if you scan it, it will take you to a page to fill out for a free crypto consultation with myself. I am a crypto consultant. The link is also for this in the description below. If you have anything crypto you'd like to discuss, if you're just getting into crypto now, or you have questions on something that you need help with, I'd be more than happy to help. So please scan that, click on the link below, like, subscribe, and share, and I hope you guys have a great day.